What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. There's an elephant in the room, and it goes by the name of Linkuriboh. Everyone was freaking out about its day one pricing between TCG Player and eBay. Only a few people had gotten it in their mailbox. Now more and more people are getting it in their mailbox. Not everyone has theirs yet, but the price is quickly going down from its initial price point. Now, I'm gonna warn you guys. This is a card you play in meta decks. It's starting at 50 on TCG Player, 52, which seems very expensive. It was more expensive the other day there. And on eBay, it's already trickled down to 35, 37, and a lot of people are holding the line at 38. This has a lot of people putting pre-order, which means not in hand, and then we have in hand ready to ship, meaning you know you'll get yours quicker. Now, here's the thing about Linkuriboh. It's probably the most ordered jump card in jump history. It definitely has more people paying attention to it than ever. So a lot of people, when they get theirs, they're just going to try to make their entire jump subscription back and be free rolling on the next 3 cards you get. Now, I've also heard misconceptions. You can no longer order jump and get these. That's the whole point. That's why jump cards get so expensive. If you subscribe for jump, you're signing up for the next 4 promos, and not for this. They had the cutoff. They announced the cutoff. I forget exactly when it was. I believe November 3rd. But they had announced the cutoff for when you had to sign up for this. And you can no longer order the magazines to get these. Do not take any misconception. Don't go throw your 21 bucks without knowing what the next promo is or when you want to jump into the promos. But almost every promo ends up being $10 or more. Getting a subscription to Jump is always worth it. I personally have 2 subscriptions since I stopped buying and selling cards. Old John Moore would have bought easily 100 subscriptions, like just free guaranteed money. I know Robbie Cole on his Market Watch showed off a pretty big quantity of these, and he was holding the line at $38.50 somewhere in here, and had sold quite a few. So what you want to do with these, in my opinion actually, is wait for this fallout to happen and just keep yours. Especially if you ordered, you know, just 1 or 2, definitely keep yours for play. If you order multiple, you always want to sell and make your guaranteed money back. But Linkuriboh is going to be the most meta-played jump promo here that we've pretty much ever had since Shockmaster. Remember Shockmaster? Shockmaster started out at $40. Where did that go to? But that was a little bit different. Shockmaster was definitely like one of the most meta-defining cards. But Linkuriboh, a lot of players will be playing this card. And it's already going to be put into Spirals, one of the most prominent meta decks. We'll see where it goes. 802 sold. Jeez. This man's went in. Wow. But yeah, like I said, come to your own decisions at the end. I can only give my advice on what I personally would do if I had them. They're not in my mailbox yet. Are you enjoying the winter market? Because it's nice and chilly with these declining prices. Our Circuit Break Special Edition has come out, and we see lowest $56 on Evenly Matched, but it is an unlimited, as unlimiteds are going to start to be packed open as people are trying to sell the promos. Raw Sphere mode is very cheap for a promo. This is a god card in a sense. It's not the unlocked winged dragon of Ra, but it's still a very good card. And it's starting off around $4. This is very interesting to me because we see Solemn Strike at 6. Raw Sphere mode has had a pretty high ceiling on price of about 40. So $4 is about 10% of that. Solemn Strike, you know, sat around 60, 70 for a while. It's sitting at 6. So it almost seems like the promos are sitting around 10% of like their peakish prices. Well, I guess we had Solemn Strike 80 at its sneak peek, but around their peak meta prices, they seem to be sitting there. And I would say that it's probably going to go down before it goes up, but I'm very glad to see it starting out cheap. And that's a good sign that you'll be able to get yours with relative ease. Again, most prices for Circuit Break will take a bit of a further cooler with Unlimited coming out over the next couple days. And the winter market alone is going to help make those prices even better on your wall. But come January, February, really February, the market ramps up past anything as we head into national season and people really start to play this game a lot. I would say throughout mid-January is when you want to start throwing darts at what you want to get. But through now, you'll be getting deals and things cheaper than they would be in February. That's kind of how the market works. So take your time considering what you want. You see Bora loads down here, 26 for unlims. Every lowest is actually unlim. So people are just straight ripping these pack opens, all the highest sellers ripping these packs open to try to get their free money out of the sphere mode in a sense. We go to two different deck cores that people have been asking me about. Infernoids, and I did see this one on Robbie Cole's Market Watch earlier, is a deck core I personally have liked and advocated for people to pick up. You can get pieces cheaper on eBay, such as Decatron, $4.30, $4.35. You see here it's like $5 near mint on TCG Player. So save yourself a little going to eBay if you want the deck core, but this deck keeps peeking into top cuts of regionals. George Machete won that giant card with it. It's a contender. For sure. I know the deck will crap out on you. Sometimes you'll just draw all Infernoids. That happens. But this deck is and always will be a contender until it's hit directly. You don't just need grass and left arm. There's 40 card variants at the top. There's 60 card variants at the top. You really can build it how you want to, but it's a deck that takes a lot of skill. But right now it's at one of its cheapest prices. But we keep seeing the holo versions spike over and over and experience buyouts. People know that this deck's time is like still here, that people are still able to play this and do really well with it. So I'm always an advocate for you picking when to get it, but we see a lot of them spiking right now compared to their market prices. So there's just things you want to consider when picking it up. If you can get it as a whole core for a deal, do that. But I definitely like Infernoids overall as a deck. Cosmos are also at an all-time low. 10can was sitting at 10 to 12 forever. We see it continue to dip down. You see its market price 9. Cosmojo on eBay is 12. You can actually get it cheaper on TCG Player near mint than that. But Cosmo 10can, I believe, might be winning over here at 850 on lim near mint. But we all want first eds, don't we? We see it sitting at 9 for the first ed as well. Dark Destroyers, everything is just relatively cheap to where it was when Johnny really hyped up this deck with his regional top. Hasn't done much since. I don't believe this deck's as much as a contender now, but one good ban list really could put it back in there with the big untargetable ships, or a format that relies on a deck that can't handle those big untargetable ships really could just give it its ability to find its way back in. I personally like Infernoids way more than this deck, and Infernoids currently are cheaper because pieces you need to pick up, such as like Mojo, Tin-Can, etc., are actually more expensive than the cheaper Infernoid parts. Infernoids have had really nice reprints, such as the Battles of Legend Deviati. So you want to consider, if you're trying to pick up deck cores, where to throw your money. Cosmos are always going to be kind of that fan favorite. The TCG exclusive archetype that we got to play with before Japan. I definitely do like it as a deck, but I don't think it'll be doing as good meta-wise as Infernoids. If you're looking for that fun deck to take a break from the current meta and actually try to top a regional, Infernoids would definitely be my pick over Cosmos right now. But again, one good ban list. You might not see it coming, and this deck could be right in there. And lately, I've been making a suggestion each Market Watch for you guys to get. Some people have told me they appreciate it. Some people have told me, John, you got too big of an audience to do that. Well, I like you guys to get to look inside my head and see what I'm thinking with cards. Cosmic Cyclone Secret Rare for the Mega Pack is at one of its all-time lows at $6, which means I think we'll actually come back to the Mega Pack, but I would think the original will be down near it, but it's actually not. It's at $9 here and $6 here. Usually we see the Mega Pack trail very near its counterpart, but right now there's a huge difference in a $3 difference between original and secret. So the secrets are about the cheapest they have been here at $6, and the commons at about $2. If you want a hollowed out playset, that's less than $20, and that's really good by me. I personally would be happy with the Mega Pack versions over the originals for that price gap. But Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries also really hitting a low point here at $6.44. This is a card that over and over and over pierces the top cut. The pilots either say they really appreciated having it in their deck, or they said they hated it. I really feel that it's still a good card for how often we see it pop up in Top Cut. And another hand trap never hurts, in my opinion. This is, you know, the best counter to ABC. Over system down, hands down the best counter to ABC when you take away Buster. But again, I can see why people like and dislike it for consistency reasons. All you gotta know, it's at one of its all-time lows if you've been considering picking it up. And as we continue to head through January, maybe, but what I'd really be staring at now are these nice Cosmic Cyclones. Also, secret rare dimensional barriers at an all-time low. It's just kind of disappeared, right, from the meta because of Link summoning. You don't have Link monsters on this card. So people are able to access their extra deck and continue to put pressure and damage and everything they could want through this card. So it's just no longer the powerhouse stopper that it was, but being at an all-time low once again, all it takes is, you know, one deck that really concentrates on something, such as if Needle Fiber took over, you might want to have some dimensional barriers. But there's the common also that's very cheap right now as well. So thanks for watching today's Market Watch. What did you guys think of everything Yu-Gi-Oh wise? But wait, there's always more. I got my girlfriend a Christmas present off the Pokemon site, and I actually didn't know this existed. They've got $25 playmats with some really great designs. I got her this Vulpix TCG Alolan playmat, and I just really like the design of it, and her favorite Pokemon is Vulpix, so I wanted to get her that one. But there's actually just some great designs here, and for $25, I think it's kind of the perfect Christmas gift. You know, who doesn't like a Snorlax? But I think they just have kind of the perfect Christmas gifts for you guys to get at a very reasonable price. $25 for, you know, something someone's really going to enjoy. I think that's really good. And they have free shipping on $50 and more. So unfortunately, 2 playmats falls like 2 cents short of that. But they have some really awesome designs. And they also don't charge tax, at least. They did not on my order. So you can relatively, you know, shop around here if you know somebody that enjoys Pokemon and also plays TCG card games. This is a pretty good place to stop by and pick up a Christmas gift for cheap, in my opinion. So check it out. I'll have it linked down below, the Pokemon Center. Just type Playmat if you're looking for Playmats. Don't get tempted too much. I spent way more than I should have on my girlfriend here. I'll give you that warning, but there's a lot of awesome designs that they currently have, and I think usually when they sell out of something, they take the design away. So you do want to check back and forth to see if something pops up that you like. I promise this is non-sponsored, but I wouldn't mind Pokemon Center if you want to send me free stuff.